So this morning, I want to start with this is principles for a new year. So it's really important when we go into a new year to go in with a fresh start. And I've always been one to say, I am never one to make New Year's resolutions. I want to, if I need it, if I recognize a change that I need to make in my life, no matter what it is, I want to make it right away. Like I'm not going to wait till New Year's to make a change that I know I need to make in June or September, whatever that is. However, getting started into the new year was always a fresh start for everyone. It was a fresh start for our team. It's a fresh start for patients. It's a way to look at things differently and to help us to recognize some of the things that have been holding us back. So that's what we're going to talk about this morning and hopefully help you guys have an awareness of things that perhaps have been holding you back to get the success in every aspect of your life that you really truly want. So the first thing, so I've got three major points. I'm going to break them down this morning. So the first thing is your quality of your life is 100% proportional to the quality of your decision making. Well, what does that mean? Well, decisions need to be made with intention. And that's why one of the things we did at our seminar was to create a mission statement. And a mission statement really can be for your practice, but it can be for all aspects of your life. So if you haven't done that yet, I would suggest that would be the first thing to complete. And some of us get, and I know a couple of you on the line, or some of us are not on the line, we're having a hard time really developing that mission statement and really never ever got it done. So I'm going to just suggest to you is that's the first thing you need to do is just write something down. It's got to be somewhat congruent with what your core values are. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's a basis, it's a foundation for which you make decisions on. And once that's done, it can be refined over time. But as long as it's done and it's a reflection of your core values, then you can make decisions based on that mission statement. So all your decisions are made with intention. They're made with intention to accomplish whatever that mission statement is. And again, it can be a mission statement for your practice. It can be a mission statement for your family, a mission statement for your relationships, a mission statement for your personal health, whatever that is. Get it down and write it and post it so you see it regularly. Put it on a post-it note on your mirror in the bathroom, put it at your office, write it up on your wall, whatever that is. Okay, so it's all based on that mission statement. Remember when you procrastinate, if you have a decision that you know you need to make and you procrastinate about it, that's a decision. There's a great Rush song that talks about, and I'm going to mess it up probably, but I'm a huge Rush fan. It's the song Free Will, and the chorus goes something like, "When you decide, or when you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice." So that's the line. When you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. So realize that your lack of decisions is still a decision, but it's a decision towards something in the opposite direction from your mission statement. So make those decisions. So your quality of decisions is also proportional to your quality of your energy. And as we are as chiropractors, we have to really manage our energy and because our job is highly dependent on us being at our peak energy all the time. Our energy is an attraction to all of the people that come into our life, and that is our patients, our team. Everything that we attract is attracted to us because of our energy. And your energy is proportional to the quality of your decisions. It's the quality of what you eat, it's the quality of your personal fitness, it's the quality of your daytime routine and nighttime routine, it's the quality of the supplements you take, it's the quality of what you put into your mind, what you're watching on television, what you're surfing on the internet. It's the quality of all these things put together. So be very intentional about all of these decisions, especially for your personal health. Ask yourself, does this decision enlarge me or diminish me? So every decision you make, every choice you have in your lifetime, does it enlarge me or does it diminish me? And here's the thing is the perception is things are neither good or bad in your life. So there's nothing that's good or bad in your life. It's all your perception of that. So thinking of different situations or different items that come up in your life, you perceive them as either good or bad. So the decisions you make, the state that you're in, will help you to change that perspective. So things are neither good or bad. It's just the way that you perceive them and react to them. And here's one of the biggest things on this topic is when you speak to people, first of all, be careful what you speak to yourself because your subconscious mind listens to what comes out of your mouth. So if you're constantly calling yourself an idiot, or if you're saying, gosh, I don't know how to do this, or I can't figure this out, your subconscious mind starts to believe that. So start to be intentional with empowering things that come out of your mouth. I am a great chiropractor. I have a great family. I am a great partner for my spouse. I have a wonderful practice. Patients love me. You know, these types of things, when you start to empower yourself, your subconscious mind starts to believe yourself. So speak slowly with intention and practice temperance. Well, what does that mean? Practicing temperance means to not react to situations. So don't react to certain things. That's really, really vital, very important. Okay. Number two, next thing, your greatest joy will come from progress. This is a big Tony Robbins thing. So Tony Robbins talks about this is that two human needs are certainty and uncertainty, certainty and variety. But one of the biggest human needs is a feeling of accomplishment. So progressing towards something, and maybe that progress is towards that mission statement, it's towards one of your goals, but your biggest happiness and biggest fulfillment will come towards your progress. So look for opportunities and situations where you can advance yourself. So progress comes from this is a big one. Your failures are a part of your progress. Failures, pain, and the opportunity and ability to reflect on the failures and pain are really, really important for your progress and your own self fulfillment. Simplicity is the key to real progress. Sometimes we overcomplicate things. That's really, really important to recognize is not to overcomplicate things. Make your decisions quickly, take action, and then refine it as you go. So for those of us who are stuck in the procrastination loop, so maybe it's procrastination with making a change in our office, maybe it's procrastination with you know, putting home care into our office procedures. Maybe it's procrastination with changing up our team because our team is one of the problems in holding us back, right? And I know there's a couple of you on the line, and I'm looking at you right now who know that this is a problem, okay? Who know that this is a problem. Just make the decision, and then you figure it out. But making the decision is a huge part of your progress. So that goes back to the whole ready, fire, aim analogy. So many times we get stuck in the ready, aim, fire, and we get so caught up in this aim thing and we don't pull the trigger because we can't figure out how to aim where we're going. So ready, fire, aim is a great way to start creating more progress. Deal with your reality. Don't hide from it. Often we hide from things or we brush things under the carpet or we're afraid to approach certain people or certain situations that we know we have to deal with, but we keep putting it off, putting it off. So address the things that you're putting off and make the change that you need to make. And ask yourself, here's a big question is what are you, what is it that you realize that you're avoiding? And why are you avoiding it? So once you start to recognize these things and address them and bring them into your conscious mind and make a decision, don't procrastinate about it, make a decision to change it. And there's going to be consequences one way or the other. But the consequences of getting stuck in this whirlpool of procrastination are a lot worse than making the decision to actually make the change. Here's number three. Time is your greatest asset. So protect it. Time is your greatest asset. We really need to protect it. So systematize everything. One of the biggest problems with chiropractors, and we are the worst at this, we have this heart of compassion we want to serve, but we have this business that we tend to micromanage. And I see this all the time. And I've had the privilege of coaching so many chiropractors, and so many of us are caught in this micromanaging type of state where we first of all don't spend the time to empower our staff. We don't have proper systems and procedures in place. One of the things we talked about at seminar, and I've talked to you, many of you on individual coaching calls, was to develop that uh, practice manual, your systems manual. And so many of you don't have that. You don't, whether it's digital or whether it's a paper form, you don't have a systems manual of how your practice is supposed to run with every single position. What does a CA say on day one? What does a CA say at the end of day two? What happens on the day before a re-exam? All these things should be systematized, and it's easy to create. And very simply, you just get your staff to make a synopsis of all the things they do in different situations. Empower them. Say, have it at a team meeting. Say, listen, we're going to create an office manual. Write a couple of paragraphs as to a job description, and that's a way to get started. So it might only be a page or two to begin with, and then you just add to it over time. It becomes a living document. So put that office manual into action. That's really important. And then when you have a new hire, wow, how simple is that? Here's our office manual. You got to learn page 4 through 7 and have that done for tomorrow, and we'll get started with your training. It's really easy to do. So systematize everything. Have systems for day one, have systems for day two, follow those systems, train on those systems. That's really important because then it takes the emotion out of the equation. It takes how you feel out of the equation. You have reproducible and predictable results when you systematize everything. And that's just talking about practice, but that can be your day-to-day stuff too. You systematize your nutrition, you systematize your workouts, systematize everything. And then your life just falls into place and you start to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Here's a big one. Delegate anything and everything that's below your pay grade. Well, gosh, what does that mean? Well, realize that as a DC, we're highly trained, we're highly qualified, and one of the things that we can do that other people can't do is care for people directly, whether we're adjusting people, whether we're consulting with people. That's our bread and butter. So when we're doing things in our office that somebody else is qualified enough to do or doesn't need a license to do, we're actually downgrading our pay grade. So start looking at all the things that you're doing in your practice that are not creating a good output for you. So what are some of the things that you do that you could easily delegate to your team? And again, this is all going back to systems. Have the systems in place, whether it's keeping stats, whether it's phoning patients, whether it's calling leads, whatever that is, make sure that you have systems in place for those things to happen. And when the system is there, you don't have to micromanage it. You just look at the result and you're constantly training with that team member, managing objections, talking about procedures, refining those procedures. So delegate anything below your pay grade. And remember, this is all in time is your greatest asset. Protect it. Value experiences over things. So many times we have a great month, we make a few extra dollars, and what do? We go spend it on things. Well, let's start creating accounts and creating financial nest eggs that will value experiences, especially experiences with other people. You can't take things with you into the next life. They just don't follow you. They stay here. They get inherited by somebody else. But experiences last a lifetime with you. So value experiences. Choose, and this is a big one. I love this one, and I've said this before, is choose education over entertainment. So start to recognize all the times that you're sitting there wasting time watching Netflix, watching Prime, watching stuff that is putting negative thoughts into your mind. And listen, we're all culprits of this. We're all culprits of this, but start to recognize those times, minimize them, and take that time to say, what is something I can do during this time that's going to enlarge me, that's going to allow me to have a bigger effect on people or allow me to gain some sort of a skill? That's really, again, very important. And that's one of the great things when we go back to progress is doing things and learning skills. That's part of human development and human fulfillment. So nothing creates better happiness and fulfillment than progressing, learning a new skill, learning something that you didn't know before. And the last thing I have here is You can't be grateful and unhappy at the same time. So typically, if you're ever in a state where you're unhappy or depressed or miserable or just PO'd at the world, you're probably lacking gratitude. So think of times during every day and make this a system. This is a great thing to systematize, whether it's first thing when you wake up or whether it's some sort of a journal writing mid part of your day, before your workout, during your workout, where you're listing things that you're grateful for. And when you start to really recognize all of the things in your life that you're grateful for, there's always somebody that's having a harder time than you. And when you really embrace yourself with that gratitude, you can't be unhappy. You can't be depressed. And when you do that, you create this state of energy that attracts more things to you. When you become grateful for all the things in your life, whether it's the love, whether it's the friendship, whether it's the relationships, whether it's the finances, whether it's all the patients in your practice, you attract more of that. So recognize that and start putting that into your daily routine. I hope this helps. I hope that this, I hope that one thing that we said today resonates with you and causes you to put something into action to move forward to make this year better than last year.